The Caladium capital of the world is living up to its name. Lake Placid, Florida is hosting the 33rd annual Caladium Festival this weekend. And to tell us more about the event, we're so happy to welcome Clay Wallace. Clay, welcome. Nice to have you here.
Welcome, Maggie. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for bringing the caladiums. For people who don't know, what constitutes a caladium? So
caladiums are subtropical perennials. They are, in their own genus as far as the whatever goes. They're part of the aroid family. So they're going to like real moist areas, medium feeders as far as fertilized goes, multiple color patterns and shapes and different size leaves. We here have several on the table from our farm. These all are only found on our farm. Each grower has a certain group of caladium that they produce and grow, so we're all a little bit different, but we'll all convene at the Caladium Festival in Stewart Park at Lake Placid this weekend. In Lake Placid, Florida, which is, you were telling me, 100 miles or so southeast of us here in Tampa, the caladium capital of the world. How did that happen? Well, it's kind of an interesting story. Two Frenchmen brought them over, and they just kind of took hold of popularity in the area because of the soil situation. They're grown on the muck of Istapoga Lake. Muck is ancient wetlands, which is more like potting soil. So it's really organic, really, good in nutrients, and the bulbs seem to do well there. And so when we go there, we will hear about everything caladium, including seeing them at their peak, right? Correct. Peak comes, we think, toward the middle of end of September, but the festival is going to be definitely looking great. You can take bus tours down to the fields. We also have the Sugar Express that'll take you through an old steam engine route on the train. We have a car show Saturday. It's got 200 plus cars. There's over 160 vendors there and tons of food. So if you really enjoy our festival experience, it's a big deal. There's about 20,000 plus or minus people that show up. How big is a caladium field? Like, what does the caladium field conjure? Well, people have related them to the tulip fields in Holland. So as you top the hill, you look out across the muck, and it's just rows and stripes of colors, several hundred acres of caladiums. That sounds beautiful. See, I would love to do something like that, and I would probably be enamored and want to buy the bulb and take it home. But here's the challenge, and I think a lot of people have it. If I get it home, how am I going to know how to keep it alive, where to plant it? Well, being subtropical, you're lucky because you live in the tropics. So it's very easy to take care of a caladium in Florida. You just plant them in the ground. We recommend fertilizing with a slow-release fertilizer somewhere around April, and then again in July. Keep that plant really nice and healthy. It's pretty low maintenance? Very low maintenance. And when it gets to the fall time, your caladium will develop a tuber underground. It'll go to sleep for a couple of weeks and then come back up somewhere around March. And you just repeat the cycle over and over. It sounds pretty easy. Very easy. So where and when is this happening? So it's happening this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 26th, 7th, and 8th. It'll run all 3 days this year. Last year we were only down to a 2-day festival because of Hurricane Irma. And it's taken the growers a little bit longer to get back up to full speed because with hurricane events on a caladium farm, you have to reserve extra bulbs to make up for the loss you had the previous year. So the market will fluctuate through hurricane seasons. But we're back to full speed, and there'll be 3 growers in Stewart Park. We'll have classic caladiums, which I'm a part of. We'll have Florida Boys caladiums and Bates Sons and Daughters caladiums. And it's good to know that we will, besides just going to enjoy the day, we'll be supporting businesses that were affected by the hurricane and are now back up to speed. So that's yet another reason to go. Yep, and Lake Placid's a really quaint town. We're known as the town of murals. Yeah. The town of what? The town of murals. Oh. So there's a picture depicted on most sides of the building that tells about a point in history for Lake Placid. And they can be seen all at one time at the Lake Placid Chamber of Commerce. You can go into the mural room and read about the history and then go see the murals on the side of the buildings. Fascinating. Caladiums, murals, and more. Yep. Thank you, Clay. Yep, no problem, Maggie. And you can see the beauty of the Caladium Festival this Friday through Sunday. As Clay mentioned, it's happening at Stewart Park in Lake Placid.